Breaking news just in. A federal judge has upheld a vaccine mandate at Indiana University, saying the school can decide a vaccine is in the best interest of students and staff. More than 500 campuses are requiring students to be fully vaccinated before they return in the fall. But that does not include Purdue University in Indiana, which is strongly encouraging vaccinations but not mandating them. Joining me now, the president of that university and former Republican governor of Indiana, Mitch Daniels. It's good to see you, and you may be hearing this for the first time because we literally just got it in. But look, the judge's decision obviously carves a different path than what you decided for Purdue. What do you make of it, and does it give you any pause about the fall on your campus? Any second thoughts?
Yeah, well, I know it permits a different approach. We're with that very large majority of American colleges and universities who are not planning to require the vaccine this fall. I think it's mainly a practical decision. What will work, what will enable the safest campus environment. But those, I'm not going to be critical of those who choose a different path. I will say here at Purdue, we have offered a choice model. And people can either choose to stay with the system we used all last year, where all of us were subject to surveillance testing on a regular basis, or they can exempt themselves by getting vaccinated. And we've done everything we know how to encourage that, enable that. We gave 37,000 shots before school broke in May. And as of this morning, we have 60% of our students have registered that they are vaccinated. That's about twice the average for their age group. And so we'll keep working on that. But, we believe that there will be very big enforcement problems trying to absolutely throw people off campus if they didn't prove their vaccination status. So there's some practical issues.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't Indiana require college kids to be vaccinated for diseases like measles, mumps, tetanus, meningitis? And don't you have to confirm for those?
Sure. But those,
so how is COVID different? If you're worried about how you would do that?
Yeah. Well, remember, you're talking to big advocates of the vaccine, and we've been promoting it every way we can. But the vaccine is not approved yet, and some people draw a distinction on that basis. Of course, you should also notice that the age group we're talking about here, and they're smart enough to know this, are at almost zero risk personally from this. The case we've made, Chris.
But
really
as you know, the numbers are trending down in terms of age. More and more young people are getting sicker, particularly with this Delta variant. And if the goal is, and I think this was your term, the safest campus environment, is the safest campus environment to have everybody vaccinated?
We want the highest percentage vaccinated that we can. But let me just, observe that these young people, many of them have been exposed already and have natural immunity. We can't even calculate that. I've said to them, listen, we believe in personal responsibility here, and you can make a choice about yourself, but we share a responsibility to keep this campus open. So if you don't do what we believe is the wise thing and get the vaccination, then you will have to agree to some other inconveniences. Regular testing, and what may be more important, if you are exposed and unvaccinated, you'll have to quarantine and interrupt your own academic progress in a way you probably won't find very comfortable.
Are you confident in your ability to enforce it? Because one of the things that you just said to me was the concern about enforcing and how you would enforce if you had a vaccine mandate. But if you have all these other regulations like masking indoors, et cetera, isn't that an even bigger enforcement challenge?
First, I'll say we won't make the masking indoors or masking in classroom decision until we get much closer. That's something we can decide literally at the last minute. And so we don't know yet what we're going to do, and neither do any other schools that we're talking to, or most of them. So, yes, these are real problems. By the way, a number of these schools who have used the term mandate have been backwatering from that and said, well, we'll take your word for it, or you can go get tested, and if you do decline. So as a practical matter, I think we're all just trying to do what we can to make sure that these kids, students. Education's uninterrupted. We were the largest campus, the most open and in-person campus our size in the country last year, and we sympathize with the difficulty of making these judgment calls, especially in the happier but more complicated environment we're in now with vaccines available and so forth.
Purdue University President Mitch Daniels, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.